Jin looks at Nam Sagwang's box. He thinks that Sagwang must have many valuable items with him. After opening the box, which was more like a treasure than a simple box, Jin acquired many items. Starting with Heiser's ring, which massively increases agility, Dreamer's ring, which massively increases strength, Galen's ring, which massively increases stamina, and lastly, Toha's ring, which massively increases magic resistance. Wearing all of these together, Jin suddenly feels a surge of energy running in his body. So he looks at his stats. He sees that his stats went up by a lot. He shouts that with these stats, his victory is guaranteed. Besides the rings, there were quite a few books of martial arts, but they were all things he couldn't learn. According to him, it seems there must be prerequisite internal cultivation techniques. At that moment, he senses someone approaching him, chanting a fire spell to strike. The enemy, upon revealing him, tells Jin that he can't be that clueless while farming. Furthermore, he claims that maybe Jin has killed the most notorious player, Nam Sagwang, just by luck and nothing else, but as he finishes talking, he gets shocked to see that his fire magic didn't even leave a scratch on Jin's body. Well, this is because Jin Seowun's magic resistance is 90 points. The mage tries to attack with a stronger spell. On the contrary, Jin closes the back with his enemy and uses the martial arts of the fists for the first time, and it was a straight KO. Jin himself is also surprised because he didn't have high hopes, thinking it was a martial art that always loses. He perceives that the martial arts he uses also gets powerful as his internal energy increases. Now, only 7 players remain on this battlefield, and Jin starts walking after taking the loots of his new prey. He thinks that now that Nam Sagwang is dead, all the guys who were just watching are crawling out. He feels that it's going to be a long night. He smirks as he can now at least imitate the old man's lightness skill. 1 hour later, he hides himself using the cloak. Jin hears someone yelling. As he looks down, he sees a person with a long sword. His name is Stanko, and he openly tells everyone to show themselves. At that moment, another person sneak attacked him with an arrow, but Stanko blocks it with his sword. Stanko shouts, telling the person to show himself. Who is it? Jin wonders. Although Stanko kind of knows who he is dealing with, since according to him, the only one who can imbue an arrow with this much aura and shoot it like this is Jurakwana. Do you know me? Jurakwana asks. Stanko replies that it's obvious because the fame of the divine archer, Jurakwana, is already a legend among the mercenaries. Stanko offers Jurakwana to join hands to first take out Jin Seowun, the person who killed Nam Sagwang. Jurakwana gets down from the tree while Stanko introduces himself as a mercenary. Additionally, he says that, even if he doesn't look like it, but he is quite a well-known mercenary in their guild. He assures that Jurakwana definitely won't regret his offer. Stanko smirks, as he thinks that Jurakwana's head must be empty, because an archer shouldn't come this close of a stranger. He then tries to kill Jurakwana, but the next moment, Stanko is killed by a one-shot arrow. Instantly, Stanko became a loot containing life force for Jin to acquire, so he also comes down from the tree, thinking that, with only 6 people left, every single person's vitality is important. Jurakwana looks back, and it startles Jin for a moment, because he thinks that maybe his cloak of concealment isn't working properly. Wasn't he just an archer? Does he have some ability I don't know about? Jin wonders, and he starts swearing thinking about it, but then he gets relieved when the archer starts to walk while saying that he doesn't want the items since he assumes the items will be trashy. Jin sits down on the ground, thinking that it seems Jurakwana will be his next opponent. After that, Jin is on the run as the restricted zone is shrinking faster. Now there are a total of 6 survivors left. Running for a while, the restricted zone stops and only a wide open area is left. Jin is standing in the open ground and thinks that if he encounter any opponent here, it'll draw too much attention from the others. As he is thinking, this rain of arrows comes towards him. He quickly jumps and somehow dodged them. Jin gets that this is a magic spell cast with precise aim at him. However, Jin can't understand that how did they know his location to attack is he should be invisible after wearing the night cloak. In the meantime, another wave of arrows is coming towards him. This time, the number is huge, higher than the before, so avoiding them is impossible. So Jin takes a punching stance and depends on his internal energy and perform the Mujul Quan Chapter 1 Extreme Straight Punch. Jin's attack was successful and he destroyed all the arrows. Jin gets impressed seeing his own strength. He then leaps in the sky to figure out the location of the enemy. The enemy is a guy hiding behind a tree. C gets scared to see the strength of Jin. The magic he used, all of his mana, is neutralized by a single punch. Jin looks around and finds the hiding mage. But at that time, an assassin attacks the mage from behind and stabs him in the heart. The mage gets shocked and asked, how did his happen, as he didn't sense any presence. You should have saved some mana for detection magic or a barrier. For an assassin like me, erasing my presence is a piece of cake, the assassin says, and kills the mage. Only 5 survivors are left. Jin gets down and the assassin says his name. Jin asked him if he knew him. The assassin replies, of course. Aren't you the one who eliminated Nam Sagwang, who was a public enemy? How could I not know? All the remaining survivors are probably desperate to catch you. Hearing this, Jin takes a fighting stance and rushed towards the man. The assassin also rushed to kill Jin with his daggers. The speed of the assassin is much faster compared to Jin. He makes the first hit and cuts Jin's hand. The assassin tells that he is tougher than he looks. Jin uses internal energy to cover himself, or else he would have been sliced right through. Jin gets that this guy is strong. The assassin looks at Jin and says, your death is only a matter of time. I've never failed an assassination in such darkness. Jin has only faced mages. This is the first time he is dealing with an assassin. However, after hearing the word darkness, an idea comes in his mind. In the meantime, the assassin begins his attack. He suddenly disappeared and again appears behind Jin and cuts him into 2. However, this is just an after image of Jin. Jin uses his night cloak to make him invisible and gets behind the assassin. Jin praises the assassin for having an impressive stealth technically. The assassin is nervous as he can't see Jin anywhere. Jin caught the 2 hands of the assassin and breaks them. The assassin shouts in pain. He begs Jin to leave him and make him his companion. However, it's of no use. Jin ignores him and finishes the assassin. Now, only 4 survivors are left. Jin absorbed the life energy of 2 people and used the healing scrolls they had to recover. There was such a big commotion, so he decides to quickly loot and escape the area. Jin gets a skill book from the assassin's chest. Scroll of Spirit-Wielding Illusion. Step. You can create your own clones to fight alongside you. The number of clones, 15, proportional to your internal energy. Jin quickly learns the skill and moves on to loot the mage's chest. From there, he got magic book called Carmen's Eye is said to be the highest grade detection magic, able to see through all stealth. However, Jin's circle was too low, so he couldn't learn it. As Jin is standing and looking at the Carmen's Eye book at that time, an arrow comes flying towards him. He somehow sensed it and moves his head. The arrows only scars his face. Jin thinks that it's Jordana's doing. As he turns, he sees a huge ice block is approaching. It is too late for him to dodge. He focuses all of his internal energy to his fist and uses Mujul Quan technique to break the ice. Jin then gets that this is a joint attack as 2 different kinds of attack come at once. At that instant, a knight in golden armor comes from behind and attacks. Jin also dodged it and back off. The 3 survivors are teaming up against him. The knight tells Jin that he is impressive, but his luck ends here. King of Kursan, Demon King's right hand, Divine Archer. Just the last 4 survivors are about to face off.